How to make a puff pastry frangipane apple rose. First, we need to make our frangipane. So we need room temperature marzipan, butter, sugar, and eggs. We're going to cream those together with a little vanilla and then finish with some flour till we get a nice even consistency paste, almost the texture of toothpaste. Next, we're going to take 2 apples, a lemon, muffin tin, knife, Frisian scoop, insert to put some apples in that's microwave safe, and a mandolin if you got one. A bowl and a strainer to strain the apples after they're cooked, rolling pin, pastry brush, offset spatula, and some extra flour. Sheet of puff pastry, a little cinnamon sugar, and some honey. And we'll take our non-stick spray and evenly coat the muffin tins to avoid any sticking of the apples. Cut our lemons and squeeze out all the juice, and then we're going to add some water to that to make an acidulated water to prevent our apples from browning. We'll take our apples, slice them in half, 1, 2, and take our Frisian scoop to scoop out the core. You could also use just a paring knife if you wanted to do this step. Take all of those out. Next, we'll take any little bits of the core out with our knife. Just a little close-up shot, remove the core. So just the edible flesh. Next, we're going to take off just the top of the apple, just even it up so we can use the mandolin to give ourselves some nice slices. Want to make sure that they're about 1/8 of an inch. And there we are, slicing all the apples. Again, if you have a sharp knife, you could do this step entirely with your knife. And then we're going to take those apples, put them all into the acidulated water. Make sure we got all the lemon juice in there, nice and covered. And then I'm going to take some saran wrap, take them over to the microwave, put it into the microwave for 3 minutes or until they're softened all the way through. Take the apples and strain them out, get all the water off of them, and let them cool and dry. Then we take our puff pastry, and fold it in half to find that center line. Slice it in half. And then from there, I'll slice it into 3, giving us 6 nice even slices of puff pastry. They're about 2 inches by 4 inches. And you use a little flour and roll them out. So they're about 6 inches now by 2 inches. Take some of our softened frangipane and just take about a tablespoon and spread that evenly through the center of the puff pastry. And I'm going to take some apples and overlapping lay them over one side of the puff pastry to start forming the petals of the rose. I like to do a pretty heavy overlap to get lots of apple in there. And we take our puff pastry and fold it over the other side of the apples, and then very loosely roll it up to create some air in the middle so it's able to cook evenly in the center of the rose. Put those into the muffin tin. Here's a close-up shot of what I just did before, so we can see rolling out the puff pastry and then taking our frangipane, nice even smear, and then our apples, just like a deck of cards. I'll overlap those to create the petals of our rose, and then fold over that puff pastry so we can loosely roll it up, leaving a little, about a finger's worth in the center to allow that puff pastry to cook in the center, not creating it too doughy. There is our roses. And then from here I slightly manipulate the petals to try and open up the flower. We coat them nicely with some cinnamon sugar before they go into the oven. little sprinkle of sugar and cinnamon. And we're going to throw those guys into a 375-degree oven and set that for 1 hour. After an hour, pull them out. We can brush them with some warm honey. And I find they're best to eat right out of the oven, especially with some warm caramel and some vanilla ice cream. Cheers.